What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 50 of the world's first. If you're still joining the series, please go and smash that like button. Lets me know that you're still interested. Now, today is the start of our 8th season here at Sheffield FC. We're going to be playing Alfreton away from home, but of course, before we get to that, we had a whole off season to revamp our squad. Honestly, not as many outs and ins as I would have liked. Not a complete and total rehaul, but we did upgrade in the positions that needed it, center mid and center back. Let's take a look at the outs. So taking a look at the outs, you will notice a lot of names in there that would have been familiar over the last couple of seasons, especially in the midfield. Lewis O'Brien, Ryan Freshwater, Luke Moran, all gone on freeze, upgraded at that position. And then I actually sold 2 players for money. Christian Woodward went to Bogner Reese for $82.50. And then Elliot Pond going to Gateshead for £7,000. Elliot Pond's career was starting to stagnate here at the club. Did not feel that he had much more to contribute, and I think that I have a much better striking core behind him anyway, so it was best to just move him on. And now taking a look at the ins, we only brought in 5 people with a very diverse mix, mostly midfield and defensive line. No strikers whatsoever. Like I said, I feel pretty confident at the striker position, but we did actually pay a good amount of money for a couple of players. The first being Tom Gamblin from Darlington. We paid £22,000 for him. He is a center mid, 23 years old. Looks fairly good, but definitely the better upgrade to what I had in the squad. Definitely not my first choice, though, which is very unfortunate. I was trying to go after a couple of Loughborough University players since they recently were relegated into the Vanarama National League North. So I was trying to poach their squad. Unfortunately, didn't get the midfielder and the center back that I wanted, so I settled with Tom Gamblin. And to be quite honest with you, he's not that bad. He's a very well-rounded midfielder. He's decent in every category, but it's definitely an upgrade from Luke Moran. He's definitely going to fit in with the squad and hopefully be the catalyst in the middle of the park that I expect him to be. And the other player we bought was Jeremy Arthur. We brought him in from Hednesford for £14,000, and he is also an upgraded Christian Woodward. He's faster, he's better defensively. He may not be very technically sound or very visionary, but he can get the job done on the back line, I'm sure. Marking 13, tackling 12. His positioning is a little weak. I'm going to train him up in that, but his speed a lot faster than Christian. 12 pace, 12 acceleration. He's also more physical, so I expect him to boss the back line and definitely help out the back line, which was a major problem last season. I feel like this was a great pickup. One more player that we're actually bringing in on a contract was Jake Gallagher. He was picked up off the street. He's 29 years old. He's fairly competent at this stage, although his pace is what's a little scary for me. He's only got 8 pace, 7 acceleration. The rest of his physicals are perfect, to be quite honest with you. He's got great mentals. He's more of a defensive-minded midfielder, which is fine. I can play him in a deep-lying role. I can play him in a defensive mid if I try and use that 4-4-2 narrow diamond formation again. But overall, he is going to bring a lot of experience to this club. And like I said, another defensive-minded midfielder to help with a defense that was giving away too many goals last season. And finally, a couple of non-contract wingbacks we're picking up because I needed depth at that spot anyway, so might as well bring them in while they're young, train them up, hopefully get them on solid contracts when Scott Duxbury leaves, when Marvin McCoy leaves, because it's not going to be long before they leave the club. But first, as you can see, a left back, Scott Hoes, we picked him up off the street, 24-year-old left back, looking fairly good in his stats, looking fairly decent. 11 marking, 11 tackling, decent in pace as well, with 11 there, 12 acceleration. He's got good physical attributes. He's a little weak in the mentality side, but other than that, fairly solid backup to Scott Duxbury and Joe Widdowson. And then the other guy is right wing back Ben Hutton. He's 21 years old, and we actually picked him up after English trial days, and I took a look at his polygon. He compares the most to Declan Jones, and Declan Jones is pretty similar defensively in the speed, in the physicality, but Ben Hutton has a little better mental attributes than Declan. As you can see, 15 determination, 16 teamwork. I'm pretty sure a couple more of those are factoring into the polygon. I just don't know at this point in time, but Ben Hutton, fairly solid backup. He and Declan Jones can go back and forth, challenge for that starting role, because honestly, Marvin McCoy, looking to try and move him on because he's in a really bad decline. Suffice to say, I was trying to court this guy. but he wanted to play with higher level players. And this guy just hates me for some reason. So I'm going to look at trying to utilize the 4-4-2 the most during this season, mostly because simplicity is key, and especially down here in these lower leagues, 4-4-2 seems to be standard, as well as a very familiar formation for a lot of these teams. I don't want to try and overcomplicate things as much as I had in the past. You're not going to see me running with the 4-4-2 narrow diamond like I had in the past now, even though I would like to. I just don't have an AMC to run with it. Also, I would have liked to have rolled the 4-4-3, or I should say the 4-3-3 to start, but I do not have 3 fully fit strikers. I have Anthony Steer and Liam Davies, but Steven Peters is out injured, and Rob Foster was just coming back from an injury. So we're going to have to go with the 4-4-2 also because Jack Steele is out injured. Joe Grayson is going to have to take over his role. Going through the rest of the roster, we have McCullough in net, McCoy, Arthur, Stott, and Duxbury along the back line, and the midfield will consist of Joe Grayson, of course, on the left, Gallagher, Gamblin, and Jones. So I'm giving 2 of the new guys a start. Hopefully they will impress. Even if we don't get anything out of this, we don't have to dwell on it too long, but of course, always want to try and start off on the right foot. So let's go out there. Of course, cross fingers. Hope everything goes well, but let's kick off and see what happens. All right, 40 seconds in, and we already win ourselves a corner. Grayson whipping inside. We do get the ball back. Gallagher to Gamblin. Out to Grayson on the wing. Can he whip it in? Gallagher tries to slip it through. I mean, we've taken a good shot, but of course, this is only the first minute of the match. Can't really put a lot of stock into this to see if we can keep this up, see if this is sustainable. But it's nice to see some great attacking movement early. All right, just about 12 minutes gone. Alfredton pushing into the box. They go far post, and wow, they smack it off the post. I'm pretty sure that the AI should have scored there. McCoy just flying into those tackles. Unfortunately, he's on a yellow card. It's a good pass over the top to Steer. He's going to take a shot. Anthony Steer gets us off to a great start in the 29th minute. It's 1-0 to Sheffield. Honestly thought another foul was going to occur on Marvin McCoy, and he was going to get sent off. But after a great tackle, he got it forward to David Jones, who lumps the ball over the top to Anthony Steer. Honestly, not a great advised shot, but he made the most of it, going near post, caught the goalkeeper off guard, and it's 1-0 to Sheffield. 39th minute, McCoy getting the ball, lumping it into Davies. How is that not a foul in the box? It's falling around. It's pinballing around. There was a shot by Davies and Steer, but they were blocked away. But then a bad pass and then a missed tackle. Fortunately, a missed shot by Rigg there for Alfredton, saving our bacon. Now with about a minute and a half left to go in the half, can we get anything out of this? Davies to Steer. Some great one-touch passing and a shot from Gallagher. What a great day he would have had if he would have scored a goal on his debut. 1-0 to the good off of a really great strike from Anthony Steer. The returning Anthony Steer, mind you. We brought him in at the very end of last season, and he has not missed a beat coming into the Sheffield side and starting his career anew. I don't really want to change anything up here. We are controlling the game. We have the majority of the possession. We are limiting Alfredton to a lot of shots outside the box, but we do need to limit the crosses in. So second 45, I'm going to make those changes, mark the wingers a little bit more, and prevent those far post crosses. So let's go back out there and continue the match. 5 minutes in, and already Alfredton looking the more deadly side. Oh my god, Blinko was wide open, and he missed a wide open net, hitting the post, but it goes out for a corner, and Alfredton on a counter, thought so, but Gamblin with a good tackle, ball lumped over the top, Davies to Steer, nice 1-2, back to Davies, and Davies makes it 2. That was some great back and forth movement by the two strikers off of a great interception, and it's 2-0 to the good on the first day of the season. Couldn't have asked for anything better. That was some great 1-2 play between Steer and Davies, fooling the defense. Davies, one touch with his left foot, getting inside, and it's 2-0 to Sheffield. Gamblin tries to go near post. Davies tries to flick it on, but instead gets cleared away only as far as Gallagher at the top of the box, and it is a free kick at the top of the D, and we have Grayson taking the shot. What's going to come of this? He goes inside. Grayson! A free kick, free goal from the top of the D, and it's 3-0 to Sheffield. We are just rolling Alfredton at this point in time. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Honestly, a bad mistake from an Alfredton defender, but I did not expect Grayson to just curl one over the wall and into the back of the net. What a beautiful strike that was. With about 20 minutes left to go, I've made all 3 of my subs. Piergianni is on. Davies is through, though, before I get through the rest of my subs. Piergianni is on for Stott due to fitness, and then Andre Jones came on for Gallagher due to him having a yellow card as well as poor fitness. So, with 20 minutes left to go, all 3 of my subs have now been made. Gets it through to David Jones. He has options in the middle if he can just find a pass, but instead goes all the way wide to Grayson. Has nobody really in the middle that can do anything with the ball, and a failed attack. Free kick for Alfredton, getting inside Rigg. What a save from McCullough. Had to make that save all the way. Safe hands, keeping the clean sheet right now. And chalk one up for the win column boys. First match of the season, first win of the season against an Alfredton team, which quite honestly was a veritable force last season. We had a hard time doing anything against them, and to come out today and get a solid 3-0 victory in the first match of the season is what the doctor ordered. Hopefully this bodes well for this season. Like I said, I have aspirations of making the playoffs. Will it happen? Who knows? But this is a great start. Let's now, first talk to the boys and say how well they did, but then let's take a look at the schedule to see when we'll be coming back next. Some familiar and interesting names that we will be playing against in this season. As you can see right now, our next match is going to be against Bury. They were relegated from League 2. Same thing with AFC Wimbledon. They suffered 2 straight relegations to see themselves down into the National League. And then we'll face Dulwich Hamlet and then Maidstone from last season. Of course, we played, or actually 2 seasons ago, we played them in the regional leagues, both of them getting themselves promoted up into the National League. So those are going to be some interesting matchups, but I feel like the next time we will be coming back is going to be against Torquay. It's going to be a home match. It's going to be, how many matches is that actually? Is that going to be like 8 matches ahead? Yeah, that's going to be well enough time to see ourselves get through a good number of results, examine them, and see how well we are doing in the season. So when we come back, it's going to be the home match against Torquay. So until that time, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you like what you saw, go and smash that like button. Lets me know that you're still interested in the series. And subscribe if you're new and you want to see more FM content on the channel. Any comments, suggestions, questions, anything at all, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.